Hi, this video is for a project I've been working on for years. This is actually my third attempt at making this video. Each time I make it, I deleted it, because it's not exactly what I wanted it to be. It's difficult to make a video about me, about my struggle with mental illness, so this is going to be my final attempt. My name is Tricity, and I am giving mental illness a face. I am 17 and a senior at Galway High School. I am doing this video for my Girl Scout Gold Award. I have been a Girl Scout since I was in kindergarten. It's where I have made some of my oldest and best friends, friends that I have cherished and leaned on throughout school, and some of them struggle too. That would make sense because statistically 1 in 5 teens between the ages 12 and 18 suffer from some type of mental illness. There is a stigma attached to it. It shouldn't be talked about, it's attention seeking, we're crazy, it's drama. Ignoring this problem doesn't make it go away. To end the stigma, the embarrassment that comes with people knowing, people need to start talking, speaking out. We can't help people understand if we don't tell them the hard parts of our stories. Everyone has a story, some are happy, some are not. Some are proud, some not so much. Some are public, and then there's me, my story. Well, the important parts of my story. It really hasn't been a secret, it's just kind of hidden, like I hide my pretend smile. So if people whisper about me, others say no way. But it's true, I suffer from mental illness. My childhood was pretty normal, my parents split when I was young, but I have 2 loving families, my grades have been pretty good, not great, just okay. I am surrounded by loving siblings and 5 nieces and nephews that think the world of me. I've received awards for being kind and trustworthy, even being nominated for a citizenship award. I've been a 2-season athlete for much of my life, basically the kind of kid that everyone likes. I started feeling different the summer after freshman year. Looking back, maybe that was a sign. I had been leading up to it most of the summer, maybe even longer, maybe a year, maybe my whole life. I'm just not sure. But that summer, it became noticeable. I was avoiding everyone, not hanging out, spending lots of time alone. It felt like I woke up one day and something was different. I couldn't get out of bed. It was a sadness, a chest-crushing sadness. A struggle to catch my breath. My whole body hurts. It's like I'm sick, but not your kind of sick. It's not like a fever or an upset stomach. It's a nervousness, a panic, a fear. But the fear is often of the unknown. I do not usually know what is making me feel this way in the moment, so I can't explain why. I just can put my finger on the exact reason. But here it is, and to me it's very real, so I stay in bed. Being a teenager in high school is already so hard. 4 years of trying to find yourself, picking friends, where you fit in, what you're going to do today. Making tough decisions about what you are going to do for the rest of your life. Honestly, I don't even know who I'm going to sit with at lunch today. I started to question my every thought, my decisions, my ideas. The happiness was sucked out of me. Things that had always seemed okay and normal now seemed irrational. I cared what everyone thought, and some days I think they all had looked at me with the judging eyes. I already struggled through school, being diagnosed young with ADHD, having to have extra supports in school already made me a target of ridicule. Or so I think. The summer excitement to return to school quickly turns to dread. The looming feeling of loneliness quickly takes over every good emotion I have. That first moment that I can barely remember was the start of a long, vicious cycle. My ticket on a long, emotional roller coaster. I was feeling lonely and wanted to get back into my routine, but how could I go back to school? I was not ready to face the new year. I remind myself my fear isn't real, but it just feels so real. And when one fear passes, another one comes, and another. It doesn't just stop, there's always another. I do not want to go back. I look for an escape. I beg to switch schools, to homeschool, to quit. I refuse to go many days. I refuse to get out of bed. These mornings, Mom and I argue. She fights my depression with every ounce of her energy. She fights to make me move. She fights to make me smile. She fights to make me live. My anxiety is exhausting, Mom. She can't fix it, and it's taking a toll on her. But friends, school, grades, teachers, people, I'm not ready to people. Really, the whole world outside of the comfort of my cozy, warm bed seems like such a bother. And when you want to stop getting out of bed, life just becomes a challenge. How do you keep friends when you can't leave your house to hang out with them? How do you keep your grades up when you can barely go to school? I needed to pull it together. There have been defining moments too. Moments where I either share my struggle or look like an awful person. That has proved to be balancing act through these last few years. In 10th grade, I wanted to make varsity soccer so bad. It's hard work. There's a lot of running. I hate running, but I try out. I literally run until I vomit, but the hard work pays off. The desire and determination to make the team temporarily distracts me from the inevitable. My hard work pays off and I make the team. I love it. I hate it. Like everything in my life these days, I love it, but I hate it. And like everything else, I'm not sure why, but it becomes a struggle to go. But there are a whole team of people depending on me to show up. A whole team. Friends. So I stick it out. And it's hard. I finish the season. It's weird. When I'm in a game, I love it. But getting there is a struggle. I finished the year with support of some great girls that understand or support my struggle. But that's that. And so that ends my career as a soccer player. I do not want to go back next year, but now this adds to my anxiety of joining things. One, because I realize I want to do nothing, and two, when I can be convinced to try new things, I start strong, but then I want to quit. Quitting becomes my new thing. Quitting things give me anxiety, so why bother to start? But looking back, maybe that was a sign. It's a struggle to find a balance between my warm, comfy bed and school. Well, not just school, really life. But since I'm in school most of the day, I'll just focus there for today's purpose. Some days, Mom wakes me up and I yell at her. I tell her I won't go. More fighting, more yelling, more crying. But I don't go. She can't make me. This becomes a regular fight. You see, it's like being held hostage in your own head. Mom learns to bargain with me. She bargains to get me out of bed, out of the house, out of the car. Every next step becomes the focus when I feel anxious. These deals she makes to me become very necessary for me to function. My fears always involve what's next, and after that, and then after that. There's no more living in the moment. I don't live that way anymore. Everything's preparing me for the next moment. So Mom always finds something good for me to look forward to. She is always giving me a new focus, but now I know I can bargain my way through my day. And Mom will agree to most things to keep me moving forward. She gets me where I need to be. Mom constant stresses me to keep me moving becomes evident. She starts doing some research and realizes that she needs to call my doctor. This starts a series of unwanted doctor's appointments. Can you imagine all she had to do to get me there? And just like that, I have a label. I suffer from depression and severe anxiety. We talk medication. Boy, I hate medications. It's hard for me to agree to this one. Addicts take pills and become addicts. The medications don't help and they will up the dose. Once, then twice, then enough to lose count. My moods are hitting at an all-time low, but the lows are really low. I start seeing counselors. I like the counselors, but how do you pour your heart out to a complete stranger? How can you just trust a stranger with your deepest, darkest secrets? Do I even have deep, dark secrets? Eventually, I go through 3 counselors and refuse to go. I quit. Refuse to go. Besides, I only tell them what they want to hear. I really can't find the words to explain how I feel, so it's easier just to pretend I'm okay. My mind hurts just trying to think about it. My heart hurts because I feel so alone. I physically hurt. But I have no visible signs of illness, or at least no signs you will recognize. But I promise you, my mom can walk in a room and she feels my anxiety like a ton of bricks on her chest. I remember back in 6th grade, I would go to the nurse's office every single day at the end of lunch. I would make her call my mom so I could hear her voice, just so she could tell me what time she would be home from work and to tell me that she is going to be and I will be okay. Looking back, maybe that was a sign. People do start to notice little changes, so I start explaining. Not really having lots of detail to give because I don't understand all of it myself. Slowly, this changes things. People walk softly around me, some slowly pushing me out completely. My mom can no longer tell what the depression and what's just me being a teenage brat. To be honest, I can't tell anymore either. My mom doesn't know how to parent a child with depression, but she's doing the best she can, and boy, I don't make it easy on her. My friendly is not as friendly as it once was at times. My smile tends to be a little more forced. I see you looking at me. You see a smile, a laugh, a quick glance you didn't even notice. It's there. It's always there. It will never go away. I quickly bottle it up, hide it as best as I can. Friends are already done with my mood swings, my lack of attention, ignoring my calls, and pleas to hang out. My circle is slowly changing. Some won't forgive my ignoring of social status. If I could just explain it, maybe they could understand. If we could just talk about it freely without judgment, without pity, without fear of repercussions. It's medical diagnosis. I can't control it. I have an illness. It's like a cold that won't go away. But you can't catch it. So why do you avoid me? Why do you avoid it? No one asks how I'm feeling. When you cough, I ask if you're sick. When you sneeze, I ask allergy or a cold. I ask any little symptom. I show concern. I ask. Can't you understand? When I don't feel well, I'm ill too. Am I being paranoid? Where have all my friends gone? Some have said I'm looking for attention. Maybe I am. Maybe I need you to tell me it's okay. To listen to me ramble about the confusion I'm going through in my head. Maybe I just need a hug. Maybe I need you to remind me I'm awesome. Some tell me to suck it up, get over it. Maybe I just need to be sad, back in my cozy, warm bed, safe from the eyes of the haters. Some say I'm faking, as if that would be cool. My mind can't regulate emotions like yours does. My mind can't always let me be happy when I smile or laugh. That smile misleads you to think that I'm fine. It misleads you to believe this has passed, but it hasn't. It's still here, and I'm still ill. But for a brief moment, you made me feel good. Maybe for an hour, maybe a day, or even a few. But back in my thoughts and my heart and my body, I still struggle. I'm still ill. And telling me to get over it does not make it get better. It doesn't make it go away, and it does not work that way. Your advice just can't talk it away, and it doesn't make me feel better. As a matter of fact, it makes me feel bad, even sad. It makes me hate you. As hard as you want the normal me back, she doesn't come. The reality is, this is my new normal. I can't bring that other girl back, but boy do I miss her. And some days, that just sucks. As less old friends come around, some new ones too. People I've never smoked to before, some care more. They have already noticed the little changes. They care and they ask. As I start to talk more, they ask more. Some have the same struggles. They want to know who I talk to, how I get through my days. Some are ill too, but the situation is different. As I talk to more and more people, I find more and more people struggling. They keep secrets. They can't talk about it. Their parents say they can't. Their friends say they can't. Society says they can't. So they are scared. Too scared to talk. Too scared to get treatment. I wonder if they will ever feel better, and I wonder if or how I can help them. I can't figure out what causes this. I still struggle explaining my feelings or the issue I'm having at every given moment. Some days I can talk through the anxiety, and others I just can't go on. I just need to be done. My brain hurts, and I just need to be back in the comfort of my bed. My bed gives me refuge on my worst days, and my anxiety drags me back there often. Some days I wondered how I would get to graduation, and here I am, months away. I have been accepted to college, and although I am nervous about those struggles, I am excited to see the new start. So let me be clear, let me be candid. When society starts talking about mental illness, it is usually in the aftermath of a tragedy. School shootings, social media threats, suicide. As a society, we tend to be reactive versus proactive. This needs to be addressed. Talk. Just talk. To anyone, to everyone. A parent, a friend, a teacher, a principal, a coach. In the aftermath, we hear everyone say they didn't know. At a meeting with my teachers, they say they didn't know when I was told I was struggling. Rightfully so, I didn't tell them. No one told them. There is no school protocol that requires any teacher to know that I am struggling with life. They don't have to know about my official diagnosis because it does not affect my learning. But shouldn't they know? I have signs, repetitive things I do every day. It's just my reality, and I need others to understand my truth. After my stress-filled day at school, all I could do was just lay in my warm, cozy bed. So here I am, about to leave high school. But knowing the last few years have treated me, I want to give others hope. Hope that it will get better, and because I am sure it will. And some days are wonderful, and I know on the days that aren't, tomorrow is a new day. And if tomorrow doesn't treat me better, the next day will, or the next, or the next. We just need to find a way to continue to push through it, so here is my video. You are not the first teen struggling, and you won't be the last. People need to talk. We can't expect people to become sensitive to this illness if they didn't know. We need to educate. We need to be open to tough, uncomfortable situations. Up to this moment, I have talked on my own terms. I smile through my pain. It has made it easier for you. But today, I am giving mental illness a face to help you and me. Ask me how I am, because my illness will not be gone tomorrow. And maybe one day, I will put it into words better. Maybe it won't hurt to talk, or I won't be embarrassed. But that's not my goal for today. Today, my goal is to make you see me, to show you how normal I am, to tell you I will be okay, and you will too. Today is my goal to give mental illness a face and to show you it can be the person sitting right next to you. So let's help each other. If you need help, seek it. If you can't relate to these feelings, just be kind. My name is Tricity, and this is my Girl Scout Gold Award project.